Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and I'm back to work with these 3 pieces of paper today. I put together another signature from the scrap bin drawer, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not, but I love the way it sounds. So I have this and this. Now this is just a bunch of stray papers that have been put one on top of the other, and they make little flips and folds and pockets and foldovers and all kinds of goodies. Just throwing together a bunch of stray papers. So that worked out kind of cool that way. And then of course I have this one left. So one side's long, one side's shorter. Here is a stray sack that needs to be decorated. And one of my digitals, painty paper. This is one that I covered. I didn't like, so I covered it with ledger and just some paper. And another painty paper. And this one we made together. So I still have some pieces that need to be covered. Here's this one I put in just a little crooked because I wanted to. I think I want to put it out here. And so that is where I'm at for now with my scrap bin drawer. I'm getting kind of tired of working in it. I had these in there. Obviously I was thinking about doing something with them. Sorry, that causes reflection, but it's sure fun to play with. So, I wanted to show you this. On the Distress Oxide, I sprayed this yesterday. I've been playing around with it, tearing it apart, doing this, doing that. Anyway, the oxide, I got it wet, and it doesn't come off anymore because I think as it dries, it heat sets itself, or it sets itself. But let's try with a little bit of water and see if it reactivates. It does a little bit, but look at that. I mean, it doesn't really discolor your skin now. But let's see what it does to this. It will come off like that. So I think that the idea is that you need to heat set it completely. And then I've seen some people go over it with a gel medium, and that sets it. So just be aware that if you use your oxide inks, they are not a permanent ink until you set them. So once it dries, it doesn't come off on your hands after you wet it. If you just stamp it on and leave it, it's going to come off on your hands, even if it's just on the edge of a piece of paper, like if you're using it to darken up. So just to be aware of that with the oxide inks. So I needed to do something a little different today. I've been looking at my scrap bin drawer, and I have some pieces, ready to cut into postcards like this one. I think that would be kind of a cool postcard. I wonder if you could send it this size. I just think it looks so cool as a square, and I'd like to go ahead and cover the back with some coffee dyed papers and then have it as a postcard. Or we could, I do have not that. Not that. Nope, nope, nope. Let's see, what did I do with it? Oh, I do have this. We could cut it off a little bit. But, oh, here it is. Here's the paper I was thinking of. I have this one that is this color on the back. Kind of a cream color. But I'd like to make a card out of this, and I'm going to send it to somebody because I want to see if it'll mail. I'm sure it will cost an excruciating amount of money. But I'm going to mail it to somebody. Haven't mailed anything to Josephine for a while, so, or Kathy. Josephine is my niece, and Kathy is my cousin. And haven't mailed to either one for quite a while. Haven't mailed to my sisters in a while. Haven't mailed to you guys like I should have over Christmas, and I didn't. I'll tell you, Christmas just floors me, really. It's just so much. There's so much to do. And then it's all over. And it's like, it's kind of a letdown when it's all done. Because you still got to pick up all the stuff. And I'll be honest, with my back out, I haven't been able to pull my tree down like I wanted to do. And so I've got to do that today. Because it's time. Time to take the tree down. I'm going to cut around the edge of that. I just want to get it on the whole paper, so it will make a nice postcard. Look at that. I'm getting glue on my good paper under there, my wild asparagus. Let me put my wild asparagus paper over there. I love it. So that I can get this put down. It has glitter on it, and because of that, it's kind of rough to put down. So we'll go this way. And of course, I put a fingerprint right on it. There's that. Okay. Now, I will need something to cut this down with. Probably should use my trimmer. And I'll line it up because on the edge of this, because I have it on my paper crooked. Okay. There we are. So that will be ready to, well, I need to cut that some more, to put the postcard information on there. I don't have those stamps out right now, but, well, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go down that edge a little better. Wait, maybe we can just use this guy. Because I'm just messing it up right now. There. Okay. That is going to be a postcard. So I'll get that finished and prepared. And I wanted to make some postcards out of some of these. So, let's see, those are 8, so if I cut it at 4 inches, I should be okay. Now I have 2 more postcards, and I can put this information on the backs of those. I just think that they'll be really cool postcards. Or they can be pockets too. Now these will have to back them if they're going to be postcards. Because how are you gonna write on that? Well, you could write sideways on it, I suppose. Put your stamp on here and your to and from on this side. So there's that. And let's see here. So I'm going to cut this one into a tag because I have this whole flower and this butterfly here. I really want to keep those as something. So I'm going to cut it off like so. Oh, I cut it crooked. Oh, yay me. Let's line it up here. That. Now I'm going to cut that off straight. There we go. Now a little edge punch on the little corner chopper right there. And now I have a beautiful little tag. So let's turn this one into a tag as well. In fact, let's turn it into 2 short tags. Oh no, let's not, because I'll cut that butterfly off and I don't want to do that. There we go. These will be good in a nature journal, and I will be doing one quite soon actually. So those will be very nice for the nature journal. And then I think maybe we'll use these in the nature journal as something. I don't know what. But let's put those with that. So I'm just kind of cleaning up my messes right now. Like I said, I did want to make something out of those others, so some of these papers could be used in that, with that green paper, I think. I think this one I will cut down to 2.5 inches wide. Let's cut it off right about here for a tag first. Now we'll cut this off at 2.5. And then we have another tag. So a little nature scene down here. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Okay. And then this we'll save for something to go with that. Okay. So let's have a look at that other paper. Throw that back in the scrap bin for right now. Oh, this would make a nice backing on a postcard, wouldn't it? If it writes on easy. And there's a nice backing on that one. So, got all kinds of ideas that we can use. So first I want to cut off this little piece down here. Its little title area. Okay. And then we'll cut off like that. This one. And cut the title off of this, and this is Bella Bella paper. It is by, oh, My Mind's Eye. Bella Bella French Market, Simply Plaid. And that was by My Mind's Eye. Okay, so we have a 12 by 12. And I want it to be about like that with a fold over here. Is that kind of like what I made before? I I think it is. So, let's see, which one do we want for the cover? Effalumps or woozles? It's very unusual. I know it's 3 unusual papers, but I've had them forever, and it's time for them to go away. So I think this will be the outside. And I'm going to fold it right there. I don't know how wide that is, but we'll check it. It is. This is a 12 by 12 paper. I folded it at 4.5. Look at that. It's pretty good, huh? Okay, now it does crack, so I'm going to have to fix that before I go too far. But on this one, I'm going to score it just right over here. And I think in order to put some paper inside of that, I'm going to score it 1/4 of an inch more here. So let's do that. So we had 4.5 here, our first score line, and then we're going to do at, let's see, 4.5. Let's go 4 3/4 maybe. That ought to give it enough room there to hold. Need to squish that down. So there we go. Now we have that little 1/4 inch there. Okay, so let's, I got glue on my hands. Now I want to fold this up. How deep would that make that? I'm on my 10-inch line over here. You can't see that, but if I want it to be 7 inches or 7.5 tall, would go there. If I want it to be 8, I'd go there. Okay, I think we'll score it at 8.5. So it's like, you know, as tall as, let's see, I'm getting mixed up here. Oh yeah, 8.5. Let's see, there. I'm gonna go down and score 8.5. That's my top. Which way do we go? Okay. 8.5 right here. There we go. Going to fold this one up. And of course, we're going to cut this piece out because that's not going to work being in there, is it? And because that's a fold, we may have to give it just a slight angle cut right there. And right there. So it stays out of the fold. So I have my lines in here. And I need a scissor. So I'm just going to give just a slight V up here and over here, but I'm going to cut into the line right about here. Right there. And we'll bring this guy up. And you can cut that off with a blade knife if you want to make it a little more neat. Okay. So there are 2 pockets. And you can see I didn't cut that off very straight, so I'm just going to nip it right here. Okay. Now we're going to score this. Give you a pencil. Right about here. And then 1/4 of an inch away. Well, a little more than 1/4 of an inch. We're going to probably do it at about 3/4 of an inch so that it will come over the top of this paper. Because we already have 1/4 here, so this is going to be a little taller on this side. So our next score line then is at 9.5. And then we'll score, there's a 5/8, 3/4 would be 1/4 of an inch, wouldn't it? Or is that? Boy, I'm just off today, guys. Yeah, that's your 1/4. So go one more. So you're scoring at 9 7/8. It's probably too far, but we're going to go with it. Now we're going to cut off this piece here. And you're going to cut to the second line. And then there's our line right there. We want to cut that off. I think I can see it from this side. So now you have this weirdly shaped piece of paper. Ta-da! Alright. Boy, I cut that strange, didn't I? There we go. That's good enough. Okay, we need to fold this one in and score it down, crease it down, I mean. And then let's get our other top fold in there and crease it down. There we go. So now we have a pocket. We have the top, we have this, and this folds over to here. And now we're having what looks like, almost like a traveler's journal. Because it's only 4.5, well, 4 3/4 wide. But it is tall, and it's almost 8.5 inches tall. So it is like kind of like a traveler's journal, but not quite there. Okay. Now I think if I glue this down, it's going to be fine on that fold. As long as I glue it on the inside of that line. I better cut it. Let's just give it a little angle cut right there. There we go. Better to be safe than sorry. And because this all matches, I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. I do want to put thumb notch there because that's kind of a deep pocket. So somewhere in about the middle. I think I'll use the bigger one. The bigger circle. I like the bigger circle. It makes a little larger thumb notch, obviously. And then somewhere in about the middle here, I'm going to eyeball it again. There we go. And let's see, what else? Okay, so we do want to glue these down. Now, I think I need to cut this one down just a little more. It's just a little bit in the way. And I like that look a little better there. Okay, let's glue these down into pockets. Well, let's not. Let's just play with our glue for a minute. Okay. I'm going to get this out from under there so I can give it a good squish. Make the glue activate. Activate that glue into stick mode. Use my messy towel. Isn't that pretty paper? I just think it's so pretty. And we're going to glue this one down. Let me look. Now, I think we'll cut just a little bit of that. I've got a little bit of the fold in this one, so I'm going to take that fold off. Let's get it out of the way. There we go. We can clean these up later if we want, or we can clean them up right now. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Oh, that is pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Very pretty. Now, the next thing I want to do is cut some edges in here. I'm going to use the scallop punch for this one. Looks like that. And I think that looks very nice. Okay. Now, next. What is next, my friend? What is next? What do? We have to use this paper. So, I think we will probably score this one, fold it up right there. We're going to cut it at, see, I just marked that at the bottom, didn't I? I have to think about what I'm doing here. Yes, I'm going to cut that off. Yes, I am. It's okay if it's a little shorter. It's going to be like the cover of the little journal that'll be in there. And then we're going to fold this one in half, like so. It's off a little bit. It'll be okay, I think. And then we're going to look at how deep that was. I think it was like 4.5 inches. So right about a little back from this. We're going to go back a little ways and score this. Right. Let's see. Let's do the first score at, now this is almost a 12 by 12. The first score is going to be at about, let's go, I think 1.5 will do it. Let's do it at 1 5/8. 5/8. Flip it clear around and score another 1 5/8. Five eighths here is in between the half and the 3/4. I hope. If my head is thinking correctly today. And we're going to score that down. We're going to fold our scores over and use the bone folder to make them nice and flat. Okay, so there we go. And now we have 2 pockets on the inside, place to hold some information. Just like so. And let's do this one. Now you could sew around all these things if you want. I'm not going to do that in this video. If I make another one, I might do that. Okay, so that should be about the same height as this one. And there we go. That is going to be our little notebook right in there. And now we have some extra paper to play with. So, let's find our other piece of paper right here. And we're going to cut this at the same height which is about 8.5 inches. But we're going to measure it to this piece. If it's a little shorter, that's okay. A little longer is not going to work. There's my little pencil mark. I have that. Now, let's see. We want this side. On this, we're going to give it a 1/2 inch score line. I'll flip it over because I want it on this side. Not that it probably matters. 1/2 inch score line. Going to fold that in. Sorry about the noise. I'm going to nip that little corner just so it doesn't stick out of the book at some point. And then we are going to cut this off just so it comes to right about, leaves a little bit of space there. We're going to cut it right there, and from there we're going to make another 1/2 inch score line. So let's go ahead, and we know that we're going to cut it off at 4. So at 4.5 we're going to put another score line. I'm just saving transfer time here. And let's bring this over. Now, it's usually best to have these flat if you want them to give you a nice straight cut. Otherwise they're kind of wonky cutting. They can be wonky. Okay, so now we're going to fold this one in. That's that other score we did. Quick nip of those corners. Just keeps them out of the way. And on this piece here, I have this one that we're going to put over here. So let's glue that down. And get it on there as even as you can. Now if it's a little smaller, just, line it up between the two, top and bottom, and you'll have a really nice fold on it there. Okay, so now we have this little fold out with glue on it, and then we have the other one here. Going to come over here about like that, and we're going to score it right about here. Don't know what that is, but we'll look and see what our score is going to be. Now remember, this is folded in. We're not measuring that part again. We're going to butt it up against the fold up here So that's 4 inches. I'm going to score it at 4 inches. Just like that. I'm going to fold this in. And now we have another full writing space here. Okay? Or another place for a pocket. So let's go ahead and so far for this project you need 3 12 by 12 papers. Your extras that you're cutting off are either going to be folded back in, or they're going to become tags and journaling spots for inside of here. Okay. So you can decide if you want to fold this one in and this one on top, or this one and that way. Now, if you go this way, you'll be able to make a little tie here. Remember, that is on the outside of your signature. You can make a little tie here over to whatever's here, and that will be your closure on the journal part. Make sense? Okay, so we have those. And we are at 40 minutes, so I do believe that I will stop right there. Let me just grab an envelope here. Okay, I did leave myself enough space that I can use some envelopes here. So I have these little photo envelopes, and I'm going to actually use those on the outside here. So tomorrow you'll need, is it going to be tomorrow? Is today Wednesday? This is Thursday. So for Friday you're going to need a couple of envelopes to go in this, if you make one of these along with me. And if you don't have a little envelope, then we can make some little envelopes too. This is, size is good this way if I put it on the inside, but I could put a pocket there, or I can cover that part and it can become kind of a tuck spot right there if we decorate it up. So we'll think about that for tomorrow, but I'm going to put a couple of envelopes on here. Oh, I do have some that are like this. I think I must have glued that down in there. No, I couldn't have. Why would I do that? Don't know. I have some smaller ones, so they could be on there. Could do that one and this one. Anyway, some small envelopes. And then I do have these, but that would only be good for like on top of here. If you wanted to put one on this side too. Anyway, something to think about. I'm not going to do it today because I have you at 43 minutes now. So there we go. That is the start of our little traveler's notebook. And I think that's going to be really nice. So I'll let you go for today, and I will see you tomorrow on As the World Turns. As the Dogwood Paper Arts turns. So, there we go. Estella. I don't know, is Estella your name or is it Allie? Because your picture thing is different than your name. So, anyway, I've been calling you Estella, and if it's not Estella, you should let me know so I'm not calling you the wrong name. So, anyway, she did a thing about as the world turns type things on one of the posts. It was cute. So thank you. It made me smile. Made me laugh. So anyway, that's where we're at right now, and that's where we're going to be at tomorrow morning. I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me, and I hope that you're enjoying this quick little series, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.